Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second video, part of the How to Build the Ultimate SharePoint Online Intranet series. In this video, we're going to learn how to build your information architecture, and I'm joined by my good friend Sebastien Levert. How are you doing, Seb?
Doing amazing, Vlad. What about yourself?
I'm doing great, and I'm really excited for, well, the second video in this series. We have done the introductions, but before we can actually go and start breaking stuff, we just need to do a little bit of planning on how we're actually going to plan this beautiful intranet. So, for those of you that just want to learn a bit about information architecture, you're at the right spot, but if your goal is to build an amazing intranet in SharePoint Online, check the playlist on the top right side of your screen, and you're going to see all of the amazing videos in this series. So let's get started. First of all, Seb, we've been doing intranets for a very, very long time, and we can't do a video without mentioning how we used to do it in the past. And this is for SharePoint On-Prem or SharePoint Online Classic. Our intranet was usually one single site collection, and then we had many different subsites underneath. So we had maybe the HR subsite, the IT subsite, marketing subsite, which then after that, they maybe even them had their own subsites and so on. And everything was one big site collection, which in a way made a lot of things easier, but it was also not flexible because once you committed to that structure, probably a reorg was the intranet manager's worst nightmare because it was not flexible at all. With the modern information architecture, however, we now switched where instead of having only one site collection for our intranet, we have many. We can be from 2, 3 to even 30 or 40 or 50. Your intranet is now made of multiple different site collections. And I mean, Seb, you're the Microsoft guy. I think we're not even using the word site collection anymore, right? We're using only site. That is the correct term right now.
Absolutely. And we see intranets created with, and even now, even the name intranet sometimes like, well, what is an intranet? Is it like is it a collection of different sites, or is it just one site or whatsoever? But yes, we see intranets with hundreds of different sites that are all there to serve a different purpose. But when they're all side by side, sometimes you can definitely feel a little bit lost because you don't know how to navigate from one to the other. It can be hard to manage, but
But we got a
it
solution for that.
absolutely.
And they're called hub sites. So instead of having, like in the classic, we had a really, I don't want to say the word hard coded, but it was like a hard linked information architecture where you literally had a site collection and then the subsite was part of that site collection. You couldn't separate them. It was like part of it. But now with the hub sites, and the hub site is more of a logical link, if I can use the word like that, that will actually link sites together. And this will bring us everything that we wanted from our subsites before. Our shared branding, shared navigation allows us to roll up content and search throughout all of it, as well as permissions, which is optional, but we'll talk more about that when we're in the hub site video. And there's many types of to create, many different ways to create hub sites. And I hate to say the word it depends, but it depends. There's so many different companies with so many different requirements that there's no good or bad way. Well, I'm sure there's a bad way, but there's no good or bad way right away to do it. But one of the big advantages of the hub site is it's flexible. That means that you create that logical link between your sites inside of the hub site. But if you have a reorg, because all of the sites are standalone, you can actually move a site from one hub to another because it's not part of it. They're not in the same database. They're simply linked together by this hub site concept.
That has been potentially one of the most critical feature that customer have been asking. My organization has changed.
Yeah.
This department is not part of that organization anymore. It's part of another org or another like top department. How can I move the stuff and the ownership of this to be somewhere else? And how can I make this impactful so the news roll up automatically to that other structure? And before, that was a migration project.
Oh
You
yeah,
had
you
to
need
take
a
the content.
migration tool almost.
Exactly. You had to take that and recreate this somewhere else. Now it's basically a couple of clicks. You wait 15 minutes approximately for search to kick off and bring all that new content, and boom, you're good to go. So I think this is the modern way of moving stuff around without actually moving stuff around. The only thing we're moving is the connection to the hub rather than moving the content. So it's a ton easier. It makes intranet extremely flexible these days.
Okay, but now Seb, we've talked about slides, but it's maybe tough a bit to imagine. And me and Seb cheated a bit in the order of actually recording this video so we can show you this. We actually recorded this video last. This way, we can show you what a hub site looks like. So this will be familiar as we actually build it later on in the series. But let's talk about some of the things we mentioned that a hub site can give us. First of all, we talked about shared branding and navigation. You can see right now I'm in a site called Tech Landing. I have a navigation here at the top. I have my site navigation. I will go to the information technology navigation node here, which will actually bring me to Vlad Talks Tech, so a completely different site, part of my intranet, but my navigation, my branding is still the same. So that's one of the awesome things. So again, that same experience that we could achieve under one site collection, we can now have it across multiple sites, and it doesn't reload, it's super fast. I can still have my individual site permissions, but my actual hub navigation remains the same, which is amazing. The other thing we talked about is content rollup. I can have, for example, a news web part over here. And again, this is all the stuff that we're going to learn how to do throughout the series. But you can see I have one news from Vlad Talks Tech, one news from Vlad Talks Tech HR. Again, I'm going to a completely different site here. It's invisible to the user, I would say, almost.
Yep.
And news from the tech landing. So the hub site allows me to quickly aggregate content from all of the different sites in my hub without any effort, does it all automatically for me. And even better, because this new permission structure or a logical architecture allows you to have different permissions on each site, as a manager, if I have access to a site on a hub that's restricted, I will see news for the managers only, while a simple user will not. And this is all automatic, which is amazing.
Absolutely, personalization is key here. We want to make the hub site to be as relevant as possible, and by having your permission schema reflected in the different news segments means that you're going to go there. You're going to, because these are the news that you care about, and then afterwards, you know what? The person next to you might not have access to it, which is absolutely awesome.
Yes, and the other thing, I think I'm going to the wrong place here. If I go to site permissions, I will go to the hub here. You can also, we talked about permission syncing. If you want to, we'll talk more in depth, but it's a possibility. The hub also allows me to sync hub permissions to associated sites. So that's another thing that you can do with the hub. Now, as you kind of in your head already imagine what everything is going to be, how the navigation is going to work, just again, we're going to cover this all in depth. but just want to show you that there is 3 different ways to even configure navigation inside your intranet. You'll have the navigation at the site level, you have the navigation at the hub level, which is for all of the sites in the hub. But what happens if you have multiple hubs, one for projects, one for the intranet? Then you can also have a global navigation that will follow you cross hub, even in sites that are not in a hub. So it this can again help you a bit plan that navigation inside your head when you have a global nav that will follow you in every single SharePoint site in your tenant, and then you have a nav specific to your hub and one specific to your site. So that can help you a bit imagine the possibilities. Uh, Also, something that is coming really soon. It's actually in preview, but it's not yet there for really the general availability. Is hub to hub association. This is something that people have been asking me for years. It's being delivered this month. I'm super excited. But you're also going to be able to associate one hub with another, and this can help with that search, discover content across multiple hubs, aggregate content from multiple hubs, and many other interesting things. Now I know this is a fairly short video for a very big topic, and I know we're very high level right now because we kind of showed you the final result, but I think we have a bunch of demos planned, Seb, on how to actually build this and show how it works, how to configure it, which will clear everything up.
Exactly. And I think the value here is really to go with us in the next following videos to understand from scratch, from the idea to actually building the big picture. That's going to be extremely helpful. And in the end, you're going to create that great looking, very functioning intranet in, I hope, in a breeze, because I don't think it's necessarily hard. It might cost you 1 or 2 lunch with some of your admins. You're gonna learn about this in the next couple of videos. But honestly, it might look a little bit overwhelming, but I promise this is actually an easy task that can bring huge value to your organizations.
Awesome. Well, I think this is it for this video, Seb. We just wanted to do a quick overview of modern information architecture. There, if you want to read more, there's actually this link that I had here on the slides. I will also make sure to put it in the video description below. aka.ms planning SP hub sites. It's a really cool page written by Microsoft, and a very amazing Microsoft MVP called Sue Hanley participated in it. She's like the best person for information architecture I know. So if you want to learn more, go to this link and you'll really have a ton of different best practices for different industries and scenarios in there. So make sure to check it out. But until then, I think this is it for this video. Thank you very much for joining us. And in the next video, we're going to learn how to actually get started. So we're going to start actually building that ultimate modern SharePoint intranet. If you haven't done yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and looking forward to see you soon. Until then, bye-bye.